The United States of America quarter dollar 1982D is a circulating coin issued by the U.S. Mint and struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, and it belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. By 1982 this design had already become a permanent symbol of American currency and national identity, and the coin reflects both artistic tradition and the economic realities of the early 1980s, a period marked by inflation, recession, and cost-cutting measures at the U.S. Mint, which significantly affected coin quality and production methods. The 1982D quarter has a face value of 25 cents, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge, and it is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded over a pure copper core, as silver was removed from circulating quarters after 1964. The obverse front of the coin features a left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, inspired by a classical bust by Jean-Antoine Houdin, and includes the inscriptions, "Liberty," above Washington's head, "In God We Trust," to the left, the date, 1982, below, and the D Mint mark to the right of Washington's ponytail, while the reverse back displays a heraldic bald eagle with wings spread wide, holding a bundle of arrows to symbolize strength and defense, with olive branches beneath representing peace, surrounded by the inscriptions, "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar." Approximately 480 million 1982D quarters were minted, making it a high mintage coin intended for heavy circulation, yet despite this large number, high-quality uncirculated examples are relatively scarce because 1982 quarters were not included in official U.S. Mint sets, and many coins from this year exhibit weak strikes, reduced detail in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, and numerous contact marks due to lower quality control standards caused by budget limitations. Most 1982D quarters found today are worth only their face value in circulated condition, but coins in high mint state grades, especially MS65 and above, can be worth significantly more, and rare mint errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, double dies, die cracks, or wrong planchette strikes can command prices ranging from tens to thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Overall, the 1982D quarter dollar is an important coin for collectors because it represents a challenging era in U.S. minting history, highlights the durability of the Washington quarter design, and serves as both a practical piece of everyday money and a historical artifact that reflects the economic, political, and industrial circumstances of the United States during the early 1980s. The United States of America quarter dollar 1998D is a significant circulating coin produced by the United States Mint at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, and it holds an important place in American numismatic history because it represents the final year of the traditional Washington quarter with the heraldic eagle reverse before the launch of the famous 50-state quarters program in 1999, making it a symbolic bridge between the classic and modern eras of U.S. coinage. This quarter has a face value of 25 cents, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, a reeded edge, and a copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, as circulating silver quarters had ended decades earlier in 1964. The obverse displays the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, inspired by the Houdin bust, and includes the inscriptions, "Liberty," above Washington's head, "In God We Trust," to the left, the date, 1998, below, and the D Mint mark to the right of Washington's ponytail, while the reverse features the long-used heraldic bald eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows to symbolize national strength and military readiness, olive branches beneath to represent peace, and the surrounding inscriptions, "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and quarter dollar, a design that had been in use since 1932 and would be retired after this year for circulating coins. The Denver Mint produced approximately 821 million 1998 D quarters, making it one of the highest mintage quarters of the Eagle reverse era, and these coins were heavily circulated in everyday commerce across the United States, meaning that most examples found today show wear, scratches, and contact marks. Unlike earlier low-quality years such as 1982 and 1983, the 1998 D quarter benefited from improved minting technology and better quality control, so sharply struck uncirculated examples are easier to find, though coins in gem mint state MS67 and above remain scarce and desirable to collectors. In normal circulated condition, the 1998 D quarter is worth face value, but uncirculated examples typically sell for $1 to a few dollars, while certified high-grade coins and unusual mint errors, including off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, clipped planchettes, and die cracks, can command significantly higher prices depending on rarity and condition. Historically and culturally, the 1998 D quarter reflects a moment of stability and economic growth in the United States during the late 1990s, just before a major transformation in American coinage design aimed at encouraging public interest in numismatics. And for collectors today, this coin is valued not for rarity but for its role as the last standard Washington quarter of the 20th century, representing the end of a classic design era and the transition to a new chapter in U.S. coin history. The United States of America quarter dollar 1992 D is a circulating coin struck by the United States Mint at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, and it is part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States, a design that by 1992 had already served the nation for 6 decades and had become one of the most familiar symbols of American money. This quarter carries a face value of 25 cents, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5.67 grams, has a reeded edge, and is composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, reflecting the standard metallic formula used for U.S. quarters since silver was removed from regular circulation after 1964. The obverse front features the classic left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, based on the famous bust by Jean-Antoine Houdin, and includes the inscriptions, "Liberty," above Washington's head, "In God We Trust," to the left, the date, 1992, below the portrait, and the D Mint mark positioned to the right of Washington's ponytail, while the reverse back displays the traditional heraldic bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows that symbolize strength and defense, with olive branches beneath representing peace, surrounded by the inscriptions, "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar," a reverse design that remained unchanged until the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The Denver Mint produced approximately 480 million 1992 D quarters, making it a high mintage coin intended for heavy everyday use in commerce, and because of this large production number, the vast majority of surviving examples are worn and worth only their face value. Although the coin benefited from improved minting technology and quality control compared to the problematic early 1980s issues, resulting in generally sharper strikes and clearer details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, uncirculated examples of the 1992 D quarter are common and usually sell for $1 to $2, but coins in high mint state grades, especially MS67 and higher, are much scarcer and can command significantly higher premiums among collectors, particularly when professionally graded and certified. Collectors also search for mint errors and varieties from this year, such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchettes, double die obverses or reverses, die cracks, and other striking anomalies, which can greatly increase a coin's value depending on severity and eye appeal. Historically, the 1992 D quarter reflects the economic stability and technological advancement of the early 1990s in the United States, a period before major design changes transformed American coinage, and while it is not rare, it holds lasting importance for collectors as a representative example of the mature Washington quarter era, combining durability, tradition, and everyday practicality into a single coin that circulated widely in American life. The United States of America quarter dollar 1995 P is a standard circulating coin produced by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P Mint mark, and it forms part of the long-established Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States, a design that by 1995 had been in continuous use for more than 60 years and had become deeply embedded in American culture, commerce, and daily life. This quarter has a face value of 25 cents, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge, and it is struck in the standard copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded over a pure copper core, reflecting the metallic standard adopted for circulating quarters after silver was removed from regular coinage in 1964. The obverse front of the coin displays the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, inspired by the famous bust by Jean-Antoine Houdin, and includes the inscriptions, "Liberty," above Washington's head, "In God We Trust," to the left, the date, 1995, below the portrait, and the P Mint mark placed to the right of Washington's ponytail, while the reverse back features the traditional heraldic bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows to symbolize national strength and military readiness, with olive branches beneath representing peace, surrounded by the inscriptions, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar, a reverse design that had been used for decades and would remain until its replacement by the 50-state quarters program beginning in 1999. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 1 billion 1995 P quarters, making it one of the most heavily minted quarters of the Washington series, as the mid-1990s saw strong demand for circulating coinage due to population growth and economic expansion, and because of this enormous mintage, the coin is extremely common in circulated condition and typically worth only its face value. However, unlike some earlier years affected by weak strikes and poor quality control, the 1995 P quarter benefited from modernized minting equipment, resulting in generally sharp details, well-defined lettering, and consistent overall quality, making uncirculated examples easy to find, though coins in very high mint state grades such as MS-67 or higher are still relatively scarce and desirable to advanced collectors. As with most mass-produced coins, collectors pay special attention to mint errors and varieties, including off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchettes, double die obverses or reverses, die cracks, and other striking anomalies, which can significantly increase a coin's value depending on rarity, visual appeal, and degree of error. Historically and culturally, the 1995 P quarter reflects a period of economic stability, technological progress, and public confidence in the United States during the mid-1990s, just a few years before a major transformation in American coin design revitalized public interest in numismatics, and although it is not rare, the 1995 P Washington quarter remains an important representative of the final traditional era of U.S. quarter dollar coinage, embodying continuity, reliability, and everyday utility in American monetary history. Please like and subscribe to my channel.